Oh, so good day, folks. Just Nick the storyteller here. So this is going to be like, I think this is going to be episode 5. Yeah, so today we're here at the south end of Chaunigan Lake. And as you can see, there's a nice, there's a little island here. And along in here, usually, every year is where all the rainbow trout fry come for safety. And they're all in here. I remember one year I was out here in a kayak and the whole surface of the water just rippled with the young fish. It's really a beautiful spot. Another piece of my backyard. And you know, that's why Nick is alone on the Chaunigan Plateau. And, you know, horseflies are, of course, buzzing around here. But it's beautiful. You can hear those birdies singing. And there's a little bit slight breeze, which is really nice because it keeps it cool. And yeah, and you know what it is? When you're alone in the bush, you got to look after yourself. Because nobody's coming out to help you. You know, I remember one spring, I went out to Brittany Creek early, thinking that I could get across it. But yeah, the water was like 3 feet deep. So the first place that I went through the creek, the muffler went under the water and was just put. But I made it through the creek and I made it up the other side. But then I had decided to go around by the other way and come back and across another part of the creek. And there, the quad nearly floated away. It was so deep. And, of course, it quit on me because the water got into the engine. And luckily, I was able to use the winch. I had to cut a tree, and then I had to hook up the winch to it. And I had to pull the quad up out of that deep water. And then I was praying that it would work. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it to go. And so I had to leave the quad there. And it was a really long walk back. So it took me 5 hours to get back. And of course, I was soaking wet. My boots were soaked right through. And yeah, it was not a pleasant hike back. And since I have bad knees, it was even worse. So I had to keep telling myself, 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. Anyways, this happened on, you know, that trail that comes out at Bear Track. I mentioned that in the previous little story. And anyway, so I made it to around Dr. John's cabin, and I decided I would just go all the way to the lakeshore, and there's a trail that goes through the woods there. So, but I was so pooped out. It was already getting late, and I just kind of passed out on the hillside there. I needed to have a nap. I was so tuckered out. And then I still needed to weave my way through the woods and around the little swampy area and continue to follow that trail back to where I parked my truck. And I parked my truck just in the little part of the road that said no beach access. There was my truck. Well, I took my truck back down to my place, and I had to wait until Dr. John came in June. He was coming in the first week in June. And yeah, so I had to wait for him, and then when he came in, we used his quads to go all the way down to Brittany Creek and to tow my quad back. And then, of course, he helped me to tow it up and get it up on my truck, and I got it home. And then, of course, I had to clean out the oil, flush out the oil about 4 or 5 times till all the water came out. And yeah, swamping a bike is not a fun job after, to get it working again. But I did. As you can see, it's still here, and it's a 1999 Honda, so it's quite old. But I've changed a lot of parts in it over the last few years. and it keeps working. So it's just to let you know that I'm still out here, still doing these little tours through the bush. The dogs went for a swim and now they're gone out exploring. So along this trail, you know, it's been seen. So a cougar's been seen along here, lynx, bobcat, grizzly bears, black bears, moose, quite often. Moose, and moose will go across the water here onto that island, down across the other side and up in the bush on the other side, over there. And what else? Oh, a wolverine was spotted in here in the winter time. And rabbits, of course, squirrels, and all kinds of birds. In the winter time, there's just black-capped chickadees and whiskey jacks up here on the Chaunigan Plateau. During the summer, there's all kinds of birds. There's even terns that come on the lake. I've seen some gulls. Yeah, it's just a wonderful place for the wildlife and for Nick as well. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you come back to listen to more of my stories. And, you know, that's just it. Nick the Storyteller. That's me. Awesome.